I have just lost my first pregnancy at age 32 because of my mother. My name is Chiemeka Odimbe, the only child of my mother and late father. This day marked the beginning of my misery story. My mother and I had attended my younger cousin's wedding ceremony, who is 21 years of age and 11 years younger than I am. When we got home, my mother could not hide her unhappiness. She started all over to yell at me for being unmarried at 32, reminding me I am all she has and wants more children from me. I told her my plans of having a baby through IUI, intrauterine insemination, since I am getting older and I also desire to have my own child. She rejected the idea and walked out on me. Before I forget, I used to be a supervisor at one of the biggest banks in the state with a very good pay. I have had this job immediately after my university, so I can afford the process. And my mother manages a successful jewelry and accessory shop in the center of the state. My mother believes my job and financial status are not enough and I must be married. My mother visited a traditional priestess, whom her younger sister referred her to. Ezenwanyị Odumma is said to be great and powerful in finding solutions beyond humans except death. After her visitation to the priestess, she carried out her instructions, and the next time at work, an unusual thing happened. The first customer walked straight to me for assistance. After assisting him, he couldn't stop looking at me. We exchanged contacts and he promised to keep in touch. We fell in love and he insisted we marry not long after. Happy married life to us. My husband asked I stopped working at the bank and start managing one of his businesses, a successful luxury furniture business. My husband is super rich. You won't believe it was just 2 months of our marriage. At every little thing, my husband gets angry at me and starts beating me. Each time I complain to my mother, she begs me to endure. This is our 7 months in marriage and I was 4 months pregnant. My husband was not afraid nor compassionate to beat me as usual regarding my condition. This time, he hit me harder and I lost consciousness. He rushed me to the hospital and told the hospital I had a home accident. Thankfully, I survived, but my child was lost as blood. I cried harder at the news. My mother had visited because my husband told her I was at the hospital when she couldn't stop trying to reach me on phone. This day was my final day of leaving my marriage at every cost. My mother pleaded with me not to. Then she told me her visit to the priestess, and the condition was if I separated from my husband, she would die. Of course, myself would die in the marriage if I continued. Watch out for my decision.